Welcome to WLiT. This is Jean Mackhart, and I'm Vice President Digital and AI at United Healthcare, along with Board Chair for Women Leading in Technology. So happy that you're here today with us. When we think about this event, a few options for you. On the upper right-hand corner, you can choose the view that is going to work for you. Also for social media sharing, if you could use the hashtags at the bottom of the screen, then we'll all be able to follow along with you. What's exciting too is that we'll use the chat feature throughout the program, and want to welcome you to the event. Let's first start off with our mission. Connect, educate, and reach back. As part of Connect, really excited about everyone here. Interested if you'd be able to copy in your LinkedIn link into the chat. Interested who's the audience, and also an opportunity for networking of seeing others you know you can reconnect, or even connect through LinkedIn and have a virtual coffee. For Educate, the conversation today is on point for the mission. And then for Reach Back, that we've been continuing through our events of investing and gathering donations for our scholarship fund. It's just part of our overall mission. So let's check to see how are we doing with the overall scholarship. Excellent. We're over 3,700 that together we've donated. So first, thank you to everyone as part of the community for donating. This, as you know, is the scholarship fund that we use for an annual scholarship for a qualifying person to attend the Software Guild. This year, we have Marie Pena there, so she's already taking technology courses, and we were sponsoring her. What we're doing this week is just finalizing this scholarship fund, and so I invite all who haven't donated, if you're inspired, to also donate the scholarship fund. It's very quick. We have the QR code here you'll be able to use with your phone and donate quickly. Again, we're targeting the end of the week. We'll close out the fund, and excitingly, we're going to announce the winner in our next October event. So first, again, thank you, and what a great cause of expanding technology for women. As part of the work that I do, I serve with the other WLiT board members. And so I'd like to acknowledge and thank each of them for their bold leadership, hard work, and sense of humor. Robin Brown from Cargill, Myra Day Perkins from Ameriprise Financial, Denise Morlock from Three Bridge Solutions, Sarah Schlotterhoff from Microsoft, Priya Sinta Kumar from Pearson, and Jennifer Simon from Microsoft. Thank you for the board for the work that they do, and always thinking about what's next and pushing the boundaries of how can we support this community of women leading in technology. I'd also like to thank our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to have these focused and fantastic events for you. So Digineer, Nutanix, Software Guild, Travelers, Horizontal, SPS Commerce, and Thomson Reuters. Thank you for your sponsorship of WLiT. In addition, when we've been talking to each of our sponsors, we see that they're all hiring. So just want to encourage you, if it's the right time for your career of looking at a next step, you can go to their career section in their websites and learn more. Now we get to move to our point of celebration. It's our birthday. Women Leading in Technology just turned 10. And so when you think about the growth in our community and being able to share best practices along with having the support of leaders and for women, it's been 10 years. Now let's think about starting with the technology side of it. And so for the last decade, when we look back at 2011, the technology we were using would be Uber had just launched. The smartphone for the iPhone the launch was the 4S, along with the Kindle was just launched. And so a decade ago, this is earlier in the device side, as we build through the decade of Alexa launching. So you can think about conversational artificial intelligence as just one example through voice. We had additional dating apps coming through as options of how to meet the right one for you. And looking at then multiple devices along with robotics and advancements in artificial intelligence, where today we have robots that are delivering food on campus to students. We have 3D printers actually printing human organs, and hospitals at home, where it all comes together and advances in healthcare, where you can be at the safety of your home and through technology and the experts coming to you versus staying in a hospital. What a fast decade of achievements that we have seen, but also we have been part of leading these advancements out in our industries, in our companies, and also together as we think about new standards of data for data interoperability. It's a fascinating time as we think about the last decade. Now let's double click in a few first ever on the technology side. Again, on the smartphone enablement, I always think about, and they have analogies of when you look at the space program of the 60s of the computers of NASA, that our phones are just as advanced or even more advanced then, that you have NASA in your purse or pocket. Thinking about the electronic payments, you're being able to verbal commands, talking to Siri as an example. When you think about the personalized entertainment that you have from your phone and content coming at you, not only from your community, but broader. The other three highlights I'd like to make are the video technology. So for all of us, or many of us, a year ago when we flipped to work at home, of how we could collaborate through technology of video technology, Teams, or it could be Zoom, with our global teams. And we didn't miss a step. And we even solved new problems at the same time. Machine learning, obviously, is an example within overall artificial intelligence. We've seen advances in the last decade. And when you look at the economists for artificial intelligence, we haven't even hit the peak. We have 20 years before we hit the peak of artificial intelligence and all the uses there that we can apply then and integrate with our devices, with overall digital. And low code, no code tools, just as one example of democratization for AI and how you can code and without advanced skills, let's say in that element, using these tools for chatbots as an example, as I'm doing with my team now. It's exciting for what we've been able to do together and as we look at what's possible for the next decade. Now, it's our opportunity then to thank each of the founding members and early board members of WLiT. 10 years ago, these women came together and saw the need for this community. And they started a party, meaning they had that first meeting of 40 to 50 women attended. And I always think about how vulnerable that is, where you wonder, will it only be this group showing up? That they started this on their own and brought together this community, again, 10 years ago. Amanda Downs, Sherry Jacoby, Diana Renberg, Suzette Alar, Sarah Wiskis, Julie Flashenram, Heather Heath, Shella Mushtak, and Carrie Toft. Thank you to these women for standing up women in technology. And that when we think about how it's grown, let's look at the impact now for women, both at a local and a national level from a stats. I know that we shared some of these out during the pre-event. The one I really wanted to highlight today was the ACE leadership graduates from Minnesota Technology. As you know, the association has this leadership class. And for women in 2011, it was 20% of the class were women. And today, for 2021, that percentage of women is 53% of the ACE leadership are women. And I just see that as just a growth when we think about women leaders in technology. And many of you are here today. So, thank you for the founders who started WLiT, and also thank you for the community here. Now, when we think about participation, again, that first event was 40 to 50 people, 100 people in the first year total for the events. Now we're over 8,500 attendees for these events in that decade. It's just amazing. For me, I was, one who was started in 2013, and I just remember going to that first event with Jenny Jeffords, and the doors opened, and I couldn't believe there were this many people, this many women in technology. My experience was always a few meetings with maybe I was the only one. And so for the community to grow this large, for us to support each other in their careers, network again for that next role or that next solution has been fantastic. And I'd like to celebrate here, both from a community side, but also if you can think about your story and other inspiring women in technology, if you could share that within the chat now of recognizing maybe career accomplishments for these women or leaders or colleagues who've really stood up for you. For me, it was Shelley Otto when we were collaborating together with a few other key leaders to build out a platform within Ameriprise Financial. Or I think about Carissa Rollins, who's the CIO for United Healthcare, leading one of the largest technology organizations in the country. And I also think about my daughter, who she's a junior at Madison for undergraduate, and she's finishing her first technology internship this summer. I just am inspired by women leaders and appreciate this community. And so just intrigued by others as you reflect on your career. Others you want to thank, please use the chat. And I like the agreement on Shelley Otto. She's just particularly special. Oh, Becky Griffith was awesome. Yeah, again, the women of MinTech have been so supportive for us for WLiT, so thank you. Keep your recommendations and acknowledgements of people going. And we're gonna move on to the next decade. So here's the next question that we have. What do we want 2031 to look like? Again, this is an opportunity for each of us, along with the community, what could be our large goals of what we want to accomplish by 2020 or 2031? What would we say? What would it look like? What are the priorities? As a board, we've discussed it a little bit, but what our thoughts are twofold. One is we'd like to co-create it with you, both within the chat for ideas as starting points, but also we have a survey that'll be sent out post-event to get your feedback so that together we can look at where do we want to lean in. For me, I think about how can we support girls as they select their careers that more select technology. That could be many different roles. You think about the UX design side, it could be data science within the technology. It could be from an engineering perspective or technology architecture. I also like to continue the ACE leadership number. How many more women can we have to be leaders and that early manager stage of training and mentoring women, along with sponsoring the mid-level and vice presidents to become CIOs, to lead larger engineering organizations, to think about what are the ethics and inequality within artificial intelligence as an example, and to really look at and redesign the model going forward of what leadership overall looks like for technology. How can the spaces be made and the processes really fit women also, so that we can bring our creativity along with our technical skills and ability to collaborate. Oh, great. I love the call outs. Congratulations with Suzette and Diana. Amazing leaders where they were there from the beginning. And as you know, you saw Diana in the summer program, as she is also one of the sponsors with Travelers. Interested in additional thoughts as we think about women in technology, any other themes that people want to make sure that we're hitting? And as you think about that, I'd also like to turn it over now to Robin Brown and start moving into then the fantastic conversation that we'll have. Robin Brown, as you know, is CIO at Cargill for Protein North America. Robin, thank you for being here and thank you for volunteering.
Thank you, Jean. Good afternoon, everyone. Wow, Jean, thank you so much for walking us through a big step back in history. We have so many reasons to celebrate one another, and where women in technology have come over the years. WLiT has evolved so much in our membership, our event participation, and how we use technology. And even with all the advancements in technology and the best planning possible, we sometimes experience technology issues. Jana Shortle couldn't join us live, as this is typically the time she hosts Breaking the News on KARE 11. So we recorded our discussion in advance of today's event. After we recorded our conversation, we unfortunately found some echoing in the beginning of our video. Our amazing communications wizards modified the video to the best of their ability and got rid of most of it, but there are still some residual soft echoing in the background. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna adapt with the situation, and hopefully you'll move together with us. So I'm gonna ask for your grace, as you will hear some mild echoing starting around that 3-minute and 40-second mark. And it's going to come and go for a little bit over 3 minutes. So please stick with us as it does go away so that you can enjoy our authentic discussion on such a great topic that is so relevant to the shift in going back into the office. I hope you enjoy our conversation. Thank you.